What's going on, everybody? This is LC Muscles 20 here, back in with a brand new video. Oh, this one sucks. This one hurts. But at the end of the day, it is. Whoops, sorry. At the end of the day, it is what it is. At the end of the day, it is what it is. What's going on, everybody? This is LC Muscles 20 here, back with a brand new live stream. Oh, man. The Steelers unfortunately lose to the Cincinnati Bengals 37-30. And I will give a shout out to Mass Deadly Dashing. Shout out to him. He deserves this. He deserves a shout out. His team won. Fair. His team won fair and square. No referee shenanigans. Realistically, there isn't too much I really need to say about this game in regards to the Steelers' offense in the second half. Who wants to trade for Karen? We need a quarterback. No, we're not trading Pickett. Sorry. I'm not going to blame Kenny Pickett in this game. I'm going to blame Matt Canada. Matt Canada, I'm sorry. He's got to be one of the worst offensive coordinators in the league. I really think he needs to go. We need to bring in like a coordinator, like a Frank Reich, in order to actually develop a quarterback and actually make him into a talented superstar. He made Carson Wentz into a superstar for a few years. We need to bring in Frank Reich to our system. Matt Canada has to go. We play the most conservative play calling in the second half, and we just let our defense get way too tired. I'm not going to really blame the defense too much. Defense was way too tired today, and the Bengals took advantage of it. The Bengals played offensively consistently for almost the entire game. The Steelers completely shut down their conservative in the second half on offense. Running on 3rd and 25. Are you kidding me? Why would we run on 3rd and 25? It makes no sense to me. I'm not upset because at least it's not the end of the world. I get this is a rebuilding team, but our pass blocking is absolutely atrocious. We're one of the worst pass blocking teams in the entire league. And our run game isn't that bad. Like, our run blocking is not that bad, but we need to improve offensive line. The Bengals offensive line, they spent the money and got the offensive line improved in the offseason. They play better. They only allowed 2 sacks to the Steelers compared to 7 that first matchup. Their offensive line is better than ours right now. And our offense right now, it's tough to say where we can go. We got pieces. We got great pieces. We got George Pickens. We got Kenny Pickett. We got Najee Harris. We got a good offensive trio to build around. And Jaylen Warren getting hurt, that kind of sucks too, because we didn't have Jaylen Warren. We didn't have that ability to switch. What's up, Bills Moff? How you doing? Thanks for tuning in. Field goal kicking was better. Matthew Wright went 3 for 3, and then he does all those extra points. I'm not going to blame him either. The problem with this game is Matt Canada and our conservative play calling. Matt Canada has there's no reason that Matt Canada did not play this game. Matt Canada just looked, play calling was absolutely horrendous throughout this entire game. I can't give this guy any more chances. You can't. Matt Canada needs to go at the end of the season. Our offense, we have so many good players on offense in order to build around. But my God, we can't get in our own way in regards to the play calling. We can't get in our own way. It's just absolutely ridiculous. Like, I don't understand how this team just continues to let these games lose these games. They're winnable. Like, we lost to the Jets, that was a winnable game. We lost to the Bengals, now that was a winnable game. We lost so many games that are winnable just because our offensive coordinator just could not get his head out of his own ass. We could have beat the Browns. I will admit the Dolphins we could have beat, but that was more Kenny Pickett. He's a rookie. I'm not going to blame he's at least attempting the ball, but Canada has to go. Matt Canada is not the right offensive coordinator for our system when we need to really build around our young offensive trio we got in Pickens. Actually, our offense are 4 offensive young studs of Pat Freiermuth, Kenny Pickett, George Pickens, and Najee Harris. We need to build around them. And that means we need to build offensive line. We need to get our offensive line, especially a good pass blocking offensive line. We need to spend the money on offensive line, draft offensive line, trade up to get an offensive line, offensive line, offensive line, offensive line. We need to hammer that issue in the offseason. Our defense isn't that bad. And I won't mind losing these kind of games if the defense does their part. The defense, majority of the game, did their part. Were they perfect today? No, but they did their part. We need to work on some things, but at least having TJ Watt back helps. And our defense did what we could for pretty much the Bengals on offense. Their time of possession was ridiculous. They had 31 minutes and 36 seconds of time possession, almost a majority of their possession in the third and was in the second half. And that's inexcusable. We literally did not have the ball for we only had the ball for about 8 minutes the entire second half. And you can't win games like that. You cannot win games. We need to improve on the pass blocking. That's our big thing that we need to address. We need to get offensive linemen that could pass block. Run blocking isn't terrible. Our running games have improved the past few weeks. But losing Jaylen Warren early hurt us. That really was a big factor. We do need to. The problem is, I think it's more the secondary. Terrell Edmonds, I would say, is one of our weak points. Arthur Millette, definitely one of our weak points. Levi Wallace is getting better, but he needs to work on some things. I'm not expecting this team to be like a championship caliber contender this year. I didn't expect that. I thought maybe we could get a playoff run, maybe get in, make a sneak a wild card, but we're not going to do it. Lady, there are a lot of holes in this team, but we can fix them. This is easily a fixable situation within a year. I think we could fix all our issues within a year. Call me crazy. I think we can definitely fix our issues in a year. Terrell Austin, I would definitely say needs to go as well. That's also another thing I wanted to bring up. Terrell Austin, I don't like his defensive play calling sometimes. He's got key pieces, but this defense could be so much better. 100% this team defense could be so much better. I realistically think that this team is going to be fine. Take away Minkah and Casey's secondary's third strong quality. I would say our secondary could definitely get better too. We need to address secondary help. We need to get safeties. Like Casey, I think, should take over for Edmonds completely with Minkah Fitzpatrick. I think our cornerbacks do need to improve. Levi Wallace, I don't mind him. Levi Wallace is fine. He needs to get better. It's going to take him a while to get introduced to our system. I think he could definitely be better within a few years. By next year, he'll definitely be better. This is just a year to get our bearings straight. We're 3-7 now. We're tied with the Raiders for one of the worst records in the league in regards to the AFC, which is embarrassing. Right now, we're pretty much tied with the Jaguars, Raiders, Browns, Broncos for second worst in the AFC, which is embarrassing. What's up, Alex? How you doing? Thanks for tuning in. The only teams that are worse than us are Houston, Carolina, and Chicago, and the Rams. But that's inexcusable, man. We need to get better. We got some winnable games coming up. We got the Colts next week. Right now, we're opening up as a 1.5-point favorite against the Colts. Then we got the Falcons at the Falcons. Then the Ravens, Panthers, Raiders, Ravens, and Browns. I think we can win at least 5 more games. We finish up at 8-9. I don't think it's gonna be our first year under 500 under Mike Tomlin. I'm not gonna complain about that. This team could be a lot worse right now. But next year is going to be our better year. Next year will be a better year for us. We need to fix a lot of our holes. I think we could definitely do that this offseason. We need to spend money. We need to spend money this offseason in order to really build ourselves. And next year, the schedule is favorable to us. I know Alex's team's on a bye, but pretty much for the bet payments, I'll do that on 4 Horsemen Pick'ems. No, I think we could definitely get more than win. I think we could easily beat the Colts and Falcons and Panthers. That's reruns right there. I think we could definitely beat the Browns. Deshaun Watson, I think, is going to be overrated. Browns aren't much better than us, and we usually win at home against the Browns, other than the one playoff loss. We've won almost every single game against Cleveland at home. And I think we could beat Baltimore once. I think we're going to split with Baltimore. So I think this team has some good pieces. Whoever wins between the Cincinnati and Baltimore is going to be for the division, though. Let's be realistic here. Cincinnati is going to be much better off compared to us. Cincinnati, I think, is going to torch Tennessee next week, and then they'll probably keep it close to Kansas City. Then they could definitely beat the Browns, Buccaneers, and Patriots. They're going to sweep all of them. Maybe lose to the Bills and then play for the Ravens for that division title. That'll be for the AFC North title, realistically. We'll finish above Cleveland, though. Leedy, I'm telling you that right now. We'll finish above Cleveland. But we do need to work on getting things ready for next season. Our season's over. Let's be realistic. We're not going to clean house at this point. I really don't think I don't think Tomlin needs to go. Tomlin, if he were to fire him, he would immediately get a job somewhere else. We don't need to fire him. I think realistically, you need to get rid of Matt Canada as number one. If you don't get rid of Matt Canada, then that's a problem. Get rid of Matt Canada, get rid of Terrell Austin, promote Brian Flores to be defensive coordinator. I think those are the things we need to do and realistically get ourselves back into shape. And then improve our offensive line. That's the big thing. Improve the offensive line. We really need to spend money on offensive line this offseason and draft young players. If we see a good offensive line, offensive tackle prospect in the first round, you trade up and go get him. Pure and simply put, you're going to trade up and go get him. And then Dashy, I will have everything paid up, though. Don't worry. Parks, I know you're watching this as well. Hit up my Cash App. If you see this video, hit up my Cash App. Just send me a message on YouTube or send me something or comment on one of my videos, and just hit me up with your Cash App. I'll send that over to you whenever you. So that's pretty much going to do it for here. I'm disappointed. These are winnable games, and we should have won this game, but unfortunately, Matt Canada cost us once again, and I'm very disappointed because Matt Canada is probably the worst part of our entire team right now, other than Terrell Edmunds. If we can get rid of Matt Canada and Terrell Edmunds, Terrell Austin, and then our offensive line, we improve our offensive line, I think we'll be much better going into next year. Because next year, we play the NFC West and AFC South next year. And we could easily become a top-tier team next year. But this year, it's a wrap. It's a wrap this year, guys. Even if we make the playoffs by pure luck, we're not going to get far. So that's going to do it for me, guys. I'll see you guys later. This is Elsie Muscle signing out. See you guys later. Stay awesome. Remember, you can't win with incompetent offensive coordinators and offensive line. If you can improve on offensive line and get a top-tier offensive line, no matter what talent you have, you're going to do well. It's been proven in the past, and it will prove it again next year. I'm out of here, guys. Have a good day, everyone.